this is exactly what I did to make my first $100,000 online at 17 years old in under a year. And I'm going to tell you exactly what my business model was so you can just copy me. Alright, so I'm going to run you through how I got my first customer, my first 10 customers, and what I did right, what I did wrong, and how you can exactly copy me.
Alright, so it all started a year ago when I met this guy, Oscar Say, my current business partner and best friend. Okay, we got a little bit silly here. I was already looking into getting into business, and conveniently enough, he was already in it. So we decided to give the partnership a shot and started an SMMA together. Look, here's us making some money. Anyway, how do we actually do that? So when we first started, we picked a niche of roofing, and we were doing around 200 cold calls a day, doing voicemail drops, and we were just hoping for the best, honestly. And you know what? Surprisingly, it worked.
Our first client was a roofing company in Halifax, Canada.
And just to put it into perspective for you, the sales calls, the onboarding, it all looks like a school presentation. And to be completely frank, I don't know how they work.
Have you worked with any agencies in the past or ran any campaigns yourself? So, if you have, what are some problems?
Also, as a side note, I'm writing a whole lot of nothing.
Our very first offer to them was $12.50 for 3 guaranteed roofing jobs.
And we gave them a 30-day free trial.
I'm just editing this right now, and I want to say this next part is crazy, okay? So just listen up.
So at the end of the month and delivering the results to you, whether it's 3 leads minimum and plus, anything beyond that is free. We do charge $12.50 a month after we deliver your free trial appointments. Is that all right?
I mean, think about that. We just asked the roofer if it was all right how much we were charging him. I'm about to lose my mind.
And what we forgot to mention was that they had to pay for ads. So we ended up having to pay our own money for their ads.
Yep. Good job, little bros. Listen up. Don't pay for their ads.
And EVX Media, or the name of our company, finally had its first client. And a while went by, but the company that we were working with, the roofing company, wasn't closing any deals, so they weren't getting their 3 guaranteed jobs.
So technically we were getting them leads, but since they weren't closing any clients, we wouldn't get paid because of the offer we made to them.
So by this point, Oscar and I were panicking because we were paying for their ads and we were literally losing money in every way you can think.
So we started to do their sales for them over the phone.
Report. Okay, let me get you the PDF document for that, actually. Yeah, right here. So the report came in. This is the house over here.
Anyway, long story short, it was a disaster, okay? We ended up recouping the money, but we spent all of our time doing sales calls for a roofing company while we were their marketers. Why are we doing their sales calls?
Yeah, right? we were like their employees.
Yeah.
Working full time for charity work. This is the time that we got our second roofing client doing voicemail drops, and our offer with him was $2,000 a month if he was happy with our work and closed 5 minimum roofing jobs guaranteed. And I think we ended up working for him for 3 months before even getting paid.
Yeah, which is crazy. We said, we're gonna do it for a month, and that month was 2 months, and then 3 months.
So this call, I guess, after signing the contract, we kind of know what to do. I'm just gonna ask some questions we've gathered regarding like some details about your business. So like, is there some
Anyways, lots of ups and downs, and we were having so much trouble getting clients. We were stuck at 2 clients, and those 2 were basically taking up all of our time.
Fast forward a bit, we decided to try running paid ads using our money. And we tried to run ads that looked like everyone else, and it just didn't work.
So I think we spent over like 4K and out of our own pockets, and we ended up losing all of it.
Right, the clients were absolute dog, and the only client we ended up getting was a $1,500 a month client in Buffalo, New York. We were stuck at 3 clients for the longest time until we did cold emails and got 2 more clients.
That's right. So, now we're at 5 clients, and by this point, we're still struggling to make money consistently because our offer was sort of like, if you're happy by the end of the month, you pay us, and our service was like lacking, okay? So we were seriously struggling to get this money consistently coming in. But, we decided, we had a little bit of money recouped, so we were like, okay, let's give paid ads one more shot. And this time, we had Oscar's mom come in. She helped us be ourselves, and, we We got kind of lucky with this, but we were like, okay, it's time to stop lying about our age. It's time to be ourselves. We're going to say who we are. We're going to say what we do. We did it, worked, right? Before we knew it, we were closing 15 clients. And like I was on sales calls every single day for the summer. And we had like over 15 clients that were on 2 to 3K per month USD.
Our offer to them was $2,000 at the end of the month of working with us. And if you were happy paying this much for ads and paying us this much and getting this results, then you could pay us if you were happy and all the numbers made sense. And everything started booming. Like we started making 30K in revenue month after month.
Now, like I promised from the beginning, I'm going to tell you exactly what we did right and what went wrong. And I'm also going to talk about how you can copy the same sort of format. So now, some of the things we did right were
being authentic and just running our paid ads properly and giving them a good service that was worth paying for. We were doing cold calls in the beginning, right? And we were doing it just to improve our speaking skills. And that's something that we did not regret because it helped us get to where we are today.
That's right. Now, some of the things that we did wrong were, spending all of our time only doing, cold calls and cold emails and voicemail drops. While we could have spent that time working on the paid ads. So if I were to go back, I'm not saying, I would completely scratch off the cold calls, but I would definitely, change the amount of time that I spent on them. Some other things that we did wrong were...
As a second problem, we were spending so much time on our first client, just trying to get him really good results and putting all our time that we had into making him happy. We had no time for extra cold calls to innovate or learn more marketing skills. We weren't being authentic about our age either. We were essentially lying to people's faces, and it just made it so that there was this gap between us and them. We weren't able to connect, and we were just inauthentic.
Yeah, like Oscar mentioned, one thing that was super important was like what expectations we were setting for these clients. And I think one of the main things that the reason that we couldn't get any clients was we were setting unrealistic expectations. And so when we were more upfront, people started trusting us a lot more.
Right.
So, just to wrap that up, what I wanted to say is a lot of the stuff that we did was a learning experience, but that's something that I'm telling you right now that you can improve on. Like, don't make the same mistakes as me. But, some of the things that we did to help me get to where I am.
Mm-hmm. So how can you copy us? Well, this is exactly what you can do to get to $100,000 a year as a high school student.
The first thing you want to do if you want to copy me is start an SMMA and essentially go into any niche that may seem profitable to you and create a strong offer like we did and don't give BS guarantees.
Right, and be okay with delaying that payment to yourself that the clients would be paying to you because you don't have any skills to offer in the first place. You have to spend time honing in on your capabilities for you to actually get paid in proportion to what you offer. So be okay not getting paid for a long time.
The next thing is you need to push yourself out there in any way possible. So again, run those ads, do those emails, do the cold calls, do the voicemail drops, because at the end of the day, that is going to help you.
And really don't create any offers or tell people things that they can expect if you know or don't know that you can't deliver that.
And the most important thing that we stuck to was the fact that we were consistent. We never gave up, and no matter what came along our way, what obstacle came along our way, we kept going and we pushed through, and that's how we got to this place. So if you think you're gonna get into it and then you're gonna get rich quick, that's not how this works. Okay, so you need to play the long game. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed that video, if you got some value out of that video, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. And stay tuned because I'm going to be making a video on exactly how I do my sales so I can give you guys some more value and you guys can apply that to your own business. So I'll see you guys in that one.